For most of human history, people thought color was simple. A rose is red, the sky is blue. Reality looked the way it looked, but then some thinkers started noticing a problem. If color is a fixed property of an object, why does it change with the light? Why does a shadow seem to steal its color? Why does the same piece of cloth look totally different at sunrise than it does at noon? Way back in ancient Greece, Aristotle suspected something deeper was going on. He argued that color is not a thing on its own. It is something that emerges from an interaction between light, darkness, and the person seeing it. He didn't have the science to prove it, but he planted a seed of doubt that would last for centuries. Fast forward to the 11th century, and a huge breakthrough came from the brilliant scholar Ibn al-Haytham. At the time, everyone believed we see because our eyes shoot out invisible rays. He completely flipped that idea, proving that light actually enters our eyes, and our brain has to figure out what it all means. This was a quiet revolution, because as soon as you bring the brain's interpretation into it, the idea of a simple, certain reality starts to fall apart. Then, in 1666, Isaac Newton gave us the next giant leap. He sat in a dark room, cut a small hole in a window shutter, and let a single beam of sunlight pass through a glass prism. What came out the other side wasn't just a distorted beam of white light, it was a rainbow, a full spectrum of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Newton's jaw-dropping realization was that white light isn't pure or empty. It already contains all the colors. Objects don't create color. They act like filters. A red apple looks red because it absorbs most wavelengths of light and reflects the red ones back to your eye. For a while, that seemed like the final answer, but it raised another, even trickier question. If light contains a whole spectrum of colors, why do we only experience them the way we do? The answer didn't come until the 19th century, when scientists discovered something incredible about our own eyes. It turns out we only have 3 types of color-sensitive cells, called cones. Each type responds to a different range of light wavelengths, one for reddish light, one for greenish, and one for bluish. Your brain never gets a precise, perfect measurement of color. Instead, it makes an educated guess by comparing how strongly each of these 3 cone types is being stimulated. From just 3 limited signals, it reconstructs the entire rich, colorful world you see around you. This means something truly mind-bending. Completely different combinations of light can end up looking exactly the same to you. Reality is being compressed before you even perceive it. But it gets even weirder. Your visual system is wired with built-in rules. Your brain processes color in opposing pairs, red versus green and blue versus yellow. This is super efficient, but it's also restrictive. It makes certain color combinations literally unthinkable. You cannot, under normal circumstances, imagine a color that is both fully red and fully green at the same time, or one that's both perfectly blue and perfectly yellow. Not because that kind of light can't exist, but because your brain simply has no way to represent it. Scientists call these forbidden or impossible colors. Now, in very specific lab experiments, some people have reported seeing strange things. A color that feels like a reddish green or a yellowish blue. But whether these are genuinely new colors or just tricks of perception is still up for debate. What's clear is that they never show up in our daily lives, and the illusion goes deeper still. You feel like you see a vibrant, colorful world everywhere you look, right? But your sharp color vision is actually limited to a tiny spot right in the center of your gaze. In your peripheral vision, your ability to see color almost disappears. In experiments where researchers slowly remove color from the edges of a person's vision, most people don't even notice. Their brain just quietly fills in the blanks, painting the world with the colors it expects to be there. The world feels vivid not because you're seeing it all, but because your brain is an expert at creating a convincing, seamless picture. So when we ask why we can't see the world in its true colors, the answer is that there are no true colors out there waiting to be seen. There's only light, and there's a brain doing its absolute best to turn a few limited signals into a reality that makes sense. Color isn't a property of the universe. It's one of the most successful, most beautiful illusions your mind has ever created. And you have never seen the world any other way. Thanks for watching. If this blew your mind, Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into how we experience reality.